Safe and effective cattle handling can lower the risk of injury and improve performance. Those are two things that can have a major impact on your bottom line. Matt Fleck has a look at a Stockmanship and Stewardship event that provided hands-on training to improve cattle care.
Many cattle producers are aware of the benefits of low-stress cattle handling and are always on the lookout for opportunities to learn how to implement these techniques on their own operations. That's why for the past several years, NCBA has hosted regional stockmanship and stewardship events across the country to offer valuable cattle care training.
We're going into our third year of the Stockmanship and Stewardship Regional Tour, which has been a huge success over the last 3 years. And we visited 15 locations, brought together nearly 1,500 producers to really learn from the best, not just in stockmanship, but in all of the other components about raising cattle, producing cattle, from the environment to grasslands, grazing, nutrition. Everything is really culminated in these events that bring people together from a large region to learn from the best folks in their region, and also see some hands-on cattle demonstrations about how low-stress cattle handling can really improve their operations.
These clinics are led by a team of experts who are excited to share their knowledge over the course of the 2-day program.
Over the past years, I've really studied and tried to learn how to present things in a way that stick in somebody's mind, and try to present things in a way where they picture what we're talking about on their place. And the 2-day format really allows the stockmanship and the stewardship part to really sink in. They got time. So, a 2-hour demonstration is great, but a 2-day deal, that's what makes a difference. And people are getting their money's worth.
We normally have some follow-up with those people as well, and that's something you don't get out of a 1-day or even 1 2-hour program. So that's the neat thing about this, and being able to come and spend 2 days with everybody really build some relationships that we can fall back on.
NCBA's regional stockmanship and stewardship events provide valuable education to producers of all ages and skill levels at a very low cost. And moving the events around the country allows the experts to highlight the best practices in different areas of the country.
By having a program that can move around, can bring the experts from those areas in, it can really bring education that is tailored to the producers of that region, so that they're not traveling all over the country to get education that might not apply to them. This regional tour, Stockmanship and Stewardship, is able to bring the right education for producers in those regions.
We get to bring in the regional forage concepts, the grazing management, where they want to do that. But the common thing through it is the stockmanship and the stewardship of the resources, regardless of what they are. And that's the neat thing about it. We've got a common tie as we go around the country that brings it all kind of back to the central theme of what we're trying to do. Be good stewards of our land.
So one of the things that I know I will take home from the Stockmanship and Stewardship is part of the cattle handling idea that we talked about this morning, how sometimes to work fast you have to go slow. I have young hands helping me at home, and that's a principle that needs to be reinforced at home. Sometimes you got to go slow to make things flow faster.
Merck Animal Health sponsors these one-of-a-kind training sessions. The company says they're proud to support this important initiative to educate cattle producers.
Merck Animal Health is really pleased and happy that we could be the sponsor of the Stockmanship and Stewardship events put on by the National Cattlemen's Beef Association and the local cattlemen's associations. It's a great opportunity for us, and something that we really enjoy being part of.
One of the reasons that I went to work for Merck and that I enjoy working for Merck is that they're taking the animal welfare aspect of animal agriculture very seriously. We should always be looking for the opportunity to do things better, but our consumer is looking for assurance that we are taking care of our livestock, and so it is so important that we promote the good animal husbandry not only within the industry but to our consumer as well.
Additional support for the program is provided by the Chekhov-funded Beef Quality Assurance Program, and the BQA principles form the foundation for all of the lessons.
To me, this is one of the best follow-ups to BQA certification, where you go through the nuts and bolts of BQA and get that understanding. And we tie in genetics, we tie in animal health products, we tie in environmental stewardship. And really the big fourth component of BQA has always been animal handling and care. And so to me, Stockmanship and Stewardship is a vehicle we're delivering that message kind of full throttle around the country.
The BQA program is great. I did it a couple of years ago in first getting into the operation, but being able to do it again and just refreshing, you know, all of the procedures and things that are important in cattle handling, humanely treating that animal, proper way to give shots, and things like that is important so that we are doing well by the animal.
So if you're looking for an educational experience unlike any other, be sure to visit a Stockmanship and Stewardship event near you. It's a great way to interact with like-minded producers who want to do what's best not only for their operations, but the entire beef industry.
If Stockmanship or Stewardship or any type of event like this comes through your area, I would definitely encourage you to take a look at it, take a look at the agenda. Is anything interesting on there that maybe piques your interest or that you know you can learn a little bit more about, and give it a chance, because it can open a lot of doors for your operation.
In this industry, we're always learning. It just never stops. There's always a new way of doing things that you haven't thought of, and you can pick those up here.
I've been to 3 of these now just this year, and I learn something new every time. You're probably not going to come away from here being some sort of magical cattle handler, but you're going to learn some basic points on how to move cattle. Then you can take them home and apply them on your own operation.
And I think the big advantage is the fellowship, the people you meet and the networking you do while you're here. It'll last forever. And then when like-minded people get like-minded ideas, things really grow.
Reporting from Manhattan, Kansas, I'm Matt Fleck for NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman.
COVID-19 has forced the Stockmanship and Stewardship program to pause its in-person events. Instead, this fall, cattlemen and women can take part in high-quality virtual sessions with the cattle handling experts. Just visit stockmanshipandstewardship.org for details on all these can't-miss educational experiences.